In this video, I'll demonstrate a fold-over picot hem. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. So a fold-over picot hem is a great option for the bottom of a sweater or at sweater cuffs, and it produces a nice firm edge that doesn't roll, that has a lovely kind of scalloped decorative edge. Here's what this edge looks like from the right side. I haven't worked enough fabric for it to be very visible, but that's what it looks like. These lovely little bumps along the bottom edge, and then on the wrong side it's folded over and joined to the knitting. To work this, you will use waste yarn to cast on your total number of desired stitches, and you can use any cast on you would like with your waste yarn. I'll use a long tail cast on. You could use a provisional cast on if you want to easily remove this waste yarn after the fact, or it can remain in the knitting. It doesn't show to the right side at all. And join your working yarn and work your first row. I'm going to begin with a wrong side purl row, but you could begin with a right side row instead if you wish. Using a contrasting color waste yarn can be extremely helpful with this method. You'll see why in a little bit. Now we will work however many rows as you wish for the depth of your fold over hem. And you want to end with a wrong side row. I worked 6 more rows in stockinette for a total of 7 rows in my working yarn, ending with a wrong side row. So I'm ready now for my picot row, and this is simply a series of decreases with the yarn over. So I'm going to use knit 2 togethers. I'm going to keep a selvage stitch in case of seaming at the edge, and I'm going to work knit 2 together followed by a yarn over, and I'm going to repeat that across the row. And then end with a knit 1 for a selvage stitch at the edge. Now my wrong side row, I simply purl across these stitches. Now I need to work 6 rows for the other side of my hem, ending again with a wrong side row. So I'm going to work in stockinette for 6 rows. I've got my 6 more rows of stockinette completed so that the number of rows on the bottom section matches the number of rows on the top section. Now is the magic part. So we are going to fold this, and it wants to fold along that edge like so. We're ready to work a right side row. We're going to fold this together. And using the contrasting waste yarn helps identifying the loops to pick up. And the first loop is over here on the very edge. Let me get a little closer. Right here. And what we're going to do is very much like a 3 needle bind off, but without binding any stitches off. We're going to knit the stitch on the front here on the needle together with this. So we're going to stab into the frown and then yarn over, pull it through the frown and then through the stitch on the needle. And then we're going to repeat that. And so I'm going to find the very next frown right there. And the waste yarn makes it easier to see those loops. There's the next one. Right here. Right there. You could remove the waste yarn and put these stitches on a needle and work them off of a needle, but I find it just easier to just use the knitting to pull the knitting and get into those loops. Like so. Repeat this all the way across. The last stitch will not have a pair, so what I do is pull a loop either from the edge back here, or I knit into that last loop once more. Get into that last loop once more, like so. So that's what it now looks like from the wrong side. And I've left the waste yarn in place, and it is barely visible on the right. You could remove it at this point if you would like. All of our stitches are secure, so it can be safely removed. You may need to cut it out if you used a long tail cast on like I did here, or you can leave it in place if it is not peeking through too badly, or you don't care, you know, how that looks. Or you're not bothered by how that looks. And then you just resume then your pattern for the sweater or whatever the item is as you go. And you have this nice double thickness fold over hem with a picot little bumpy edge. And this will not curl. It lies nice and flat and is attractive. So that is a fold over picot hem. Have you used these hems before? Let me know in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.